Hey, good morning. It is Thursday, December 31st in the year 2020. It is the last day of 2020. Show of hands, how many of you have been anxious for this day to appear? 2020, a year unlike any other. And we are actually taking the time to share about our attitude and our mindset going from 2020 to 2021. And so that's why we're devoting these 5 minutes with Phil this week to just that, to entering the new year in a way that would please the Lord. And so we're looking at different scriptures to help us with our spiritual mindset as we go to that to this brand new year and to see what God has for us. And today I've chosen for us to look at the book of Ephesians. Ephesians chapter 4, and we're going to look at verse 22 through 24. Look at the screen. I want to read this for you. Check it out. It says, "You were taught with regard to your former way of life to put off your old self, which is being corrupted by its deceitful desires, and to be made new in the attitude of your minds, to put on the new self, created to be like God in true righteousness and holiness." Paul here, as he's writing to the Ephesians, he kind of gives us this image of taking off, let's say it's a jacket or a coat, and taking that off, because that old self, it's corrupted with our sinful desires. Look, every one of us, we have sinful desires that are not pleasing to the Lord whatsoever, and those will corrupt us, and they will really have an impact on our lives, not just spiritually, but I also believe that it'll have an impact on our lives emotionally, maybe in our relationships and different things like that. So all that stuff that doesn't belong, it's like this image of it being attached to this jacket that doesn't really fit anymore, that you shouldn't have anymore. I tend to hold on to clothes forever, and and sometimes I just need to not only quit wearing them because they're older than my son, but I need to just take them off and give them away and not deal with it anymore. And that's the image that Paul is giving us here. Take off that old jacket, that old self, who you used to be, who potentially could be harmful to your spiritual life. But you don't stop there. Then Paul says, now put on the new self. And again, look how he describes it. He says, put on the new self that's created to be like God in true righteousness and holiness. So as we enter into 21, let's take off the 2020 jacket. Let's take off anything that is corrupting our spiritual lives and our relationships and whatever. Anything that goes against God's word, let's take that off. And instead, as we go into this new year, let's put on this coat of righteousness, where in 2021, we are going to work hard to be like God, to be like Jesus. Now there's a mindset change. We put off the old self. We put off all the sinful things. We put off disobedience. We put off those things that are not pleasing to the Lord. But we put on those traits, those scriptures that drive to be just like Jesus. And I cannot think of a better mindset on New Year's Eve than to put off the old self and to put on the new, and strive to be like God. So today, that's my prayer for you. Let's get rid of the stuff and that brings us down spiritually, and let's put on the stuff that uplifts us spiritually. Okay? My time's up. I gotta let you go. God bless you. We'll talk to you later. Happy New Year.